Hi everyone, welcome. Today's video is going to be about the concept of hope as it relates to young men today. So, if you're watching this video, you're most likely not a high-value man, at least in the eyes of society. There are probably relatively few guys who watch manosphere content, especially this kind of manosphere content, who actually have had success with women, because most of them don't really have a reason to. For some guys, getting into a relationship is a pretty thoughtless thing that doesn't take much reflection at all. They just go through the motions of life, and they find success naturally. The harshest lessons are scarcely known by those who have only known success. Failure with women lends itself to heavy analysis, and I'll be honest, I haven't had much success with women or socializing in general. I'm a virgin, I've never had a girlfriend, and my entire dating experience consists of 3 first dates I've been on with girls I met on Hinge. I know there's some irony in this because my name is Jack the PUA, but that's really more of like a joke or aspirational thing. I'm not a pickup artist. I'm sure I'm doing better than most people in the depths of the black pill community who probably haven't done as much as hugged a woman, but I'm not doing well. So I'm not Chad-splaining when I criticize the black pill. I'm a disaffected young man, and I could very easily be embracing the black pill right now, but I'm not. There was a time when I thought it was possible I would never so much as go on a date with a woman, but I got rid of that belief. You know, I don't hate black pillers. The reason I focus so much on the black pill is because I think there are a lot of redeemable people in that community. I even take influence from the black pill because I use a lot of their terminology and concepts. I think looks theory, like separating men into normies, chads, and sub-5s, is a good shorthand for talking about the experiences of different men. Even though I think looks aren't all that matters. I think that the black pill is better than the blue pill. At least when I talk with black pillars, we both share some basic truths that make our discussions easier. When I talk to 95% of the population about this kind of stuff, it's like talking to a brick wall. They just don't get it. I've been surprised with how civil and intelligent the black pillars who have commented on my videos have been so far, even though my content affirms a much more red pill worldview. What I hate is doomerism, plain and simple, because doomerism is just letting everyone who has ever mistreated us win, and doomerism isn't unique to people on the internet, to black pill forums, to black pill YouTube channels. There's so many young men out there who have seemingly no hope, no drive inside of them to change their situation. There's so many young men who have just decided to cope by playing video games or cooming or whatever else. This is what saddens me the most. Listen, if you're angry, if you're watching this video because you were upset about your situation, then you've already taken the first step on the path to success. There's so many men out there that are so brainwashed by our gynocentric society that they genuinely don't think they have any right to be upset or to expect more. You do, so good on you. Even if you don't have a plan to take action, you're at least on the right track. There's nothing society hates more than when a low-status male doesn't denigrate himself, doesn't Chester Max, who actually believes in his intrinsic value and doesn't supplicate to his superiors. That's because the existence of us threatens our gynocentric social order. It threatens the social order that routinely abuses us, neglects us, and treats us like cattle, that prioritizes women in the top 5% of men. Inside all of us exists this drive to reproduce, this drive to find someone to pass on our genes with. This drive is stifled in our modern world through so much conditioning and so much distraction. Almost every man who is a virgin, in some repressed corner of their mind, knows that something is deeply wrong, especially past a certain age. This instinct is probably why I refuse to give up. Dating is hard as a normie without a social circle, but I don't care. I'll keep going because what's the alternative? Wallow in despair? I'm determined to find a girlfriend before I'm 6 feet under, and I can feel myself inching closer and closer every day. I think it might just be a matter of weeks, months, or even days. Who knows? You guys get to see me progress in real time. I'm not some guy who already has it all figured out, or who inherited success. I'm actively traversing new territory, trying to figure out the key to success so that I can relay it to others and find personal fulfillment and happiness. You know, pursuing women isn't a fun activity, especially not these days. We shouldn't lie about that. While I would be lying if I said there are no fun aspects to it, it's mostly a pretty miserable endeavor. So many women think it's perfectly okay to be rude to a man for daring to verbalize his interest, sometimes calling him a creep, and you're also going to get rejected the vast majority of the time. But you know what? no one is coming to save you. There's no woman who is going to take mercy on you and decide to give you a chance just because you're suffering. With the way things are right now, no one really cares. There are literal 40-year-old virgins out there right now. Some of them may even be watching this video. And if you're a 40-year-old virgin watching this video, maybe leave a comment. Do you think anyone ever decided to help them, to take mercy on them? No. Maybe society could change, but for now, you have to fend for yourself. Do you think anyone cares that I, an 18-year-old man, can't get laid? Of course not. It isn't over for most of you, but there is a lot of pain on the path to success, and you know what? It isn't fair. In an ideal society, you wouldn't have to go through hell just to find a looks match. You wouldn't have to go on a journey of self-discovery, watching hundreds of videos, reading books, reading Reddit posts. I will always say and acknowledge that it isn't fair. And I've been on the receiving end of that. I've seen so many men who needed zero self-improvement, zero reflection, zero self-reflection, nothing, and they still have plenty of success with women. But you know what? There's still hope. Normies can see success, and I've seen it. I'd say if you're a 4 or above, you can see success. If spam approaching doesn't work, maybe Geomax. And I think spam approaching does often work, but it's a little difficult, obviously. So my advice is, if you're a normie in the West, you can try cold approaching and see where it gets you. Definitely learn about game and all that, but the number one way you're going to get better is probably from just being in the fields. So yeah, do some approaches. Also be on dating apps. Just try everything in the West for a certain amount of time, and if that doesn't work out, then maybe just Geomax, because things are obviously going to be easier in certain countries, especially if you're white. So yeah, people shit on the passport bros all the time, but what they're doing is pretty rational. I'm not a passport bro, obviously, but what they're doing makes a lot of sense. Why wouldn't you just go where you're wanted? Why would you keep swimming against the current here in the West? I think it should be the final solution. Well, not that final solution, but it should be the last thing you consider geomaxing should be, because you have to make a lot of other sacrifices when you do it. You have to go to a less developed country, you have to leave your home. But yeah, geomaxing is a pretty good solution for people who really feel it's just so over for me. It's probably not over for you if you geomax. Maybe in the West, if you go on Tinder, Hinge, or any dating app, you're not getting anything, and when you approach, the woman's ew, no, go away. But if you go to a third world country, you're gonna get at least something. So yeah, it shouldn't be the first thing you consider, but it should definitely be on the list. And finally, this is very important. Even if you think you're completely doomed, just keep trying anyway. There's no bigger middle finger to society than refusing to give up. You will find purpose through your struggles. And you probably will find success. Most of you that think you're doomed are not actually doomed at all. I'd say less than 5% of men are actually genetically doomed. But this is probably the most important thing. If you're thinking about doing this, don't do it. Seriously. Find some help. If you're struggling with suicidal ideation, that's something very serious. I'm sure a lot of us have had our mind go there in our darkest moments, but if you're seriously thinking about ending your own life, then you definitely should seek some kind of counseling. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe for more. I'm going to be uploading videos on a semi-regular basis. I'm pretty motivated right now with making videos, and I can pump them out pretty quickly. I have so many ideas just in my mind that I just need to open up Google Docs and just type them out, and then I can make a video pretty quickly because I don't do beyond simple editing. And yeah, if you want to talk to me, I'm always open to discussions in the comments section or whatever. I'm just looking for new people to talk to all the time, trying to network, trying to get my channel started. And thanks to everyone who has subscribed so far. It's only a couple of you, but it means a lot. So yeah, thanks for watching.